Take two on a Tuesday night for goal horns and fight songs. For those of you that were watching previously, you know that I'm Mike at Mero04 on Twitter. That is Wes at Painted Bronco on Twitter. Great weekend getting back into conference play. Little slight hiccup in our audio for the highlights, but we're gonna get back into the highlights and then we'll continue on talking with Wes breaking down some Western Michigan offensive and defensive highlights from their series against North Dakota.
Some highlights and lowlights.
Yeah, highlights and lowlights. Depends on who you cheer for. Their highlights for North Dakota. I mean, kind of the whole second game was one giant highlight at a certain point.
Yeah, Western scored every goal. Less than 7 minutes remaining in the period. It was a lot of late period magic for the Broncos.
It was a lot of what are we watching? Because my brother and I we had turned it on and it was we were very, very confused as to if anybody wanted to play defense.
I mean, Western generally doesn't want to play defense anyway. They're way more about offense right now, but they had to play defense to get their offense going, and that's kind of what we were breaking down before we realized that I forgot to add the audio to that part of the thing and didn't want people to see me dicking around for, a couple minutes trying to figure that out. So we got it all figured out, I believe. We should, allegedly. We're going to try this again. These first plays are all 4 Western goals from Saturday. And really the emphasis I want to put here is the transition game when it's going right for Western. And just how much they rely on not playing necessarily lockdown defense, but playing defense the right way to get their offense going. This first one, if I share my screen here. Boom. And here we go.
You have to have the obligatory. Can you see my screen?
There we go. You can see it. I know you
can. Yes, the answer is yes.
Don't need that anymore. I'll need that for something later. Okay, so now I need this and this back. So this first one's pretty early in the first game. It's going to be, I think, one quick defensive play, and then we're headed right to the offensive zone for Jack Perbix. Nope. Yes. Jack Perbix. Nick was the former St. Cloud Husky.
Yes.
He was now with the Tampa Bay Lightning. Jack Perbix is the former Minnesota Gopher, who's now with Western Michigan. God, these family names. But anyway, there's going to be a quick defensive play here after North Dakota does break into the zone. But even here, I want to get to this. They're playing head-up hockey. You can't really see it under the scoreboard, but there's a Western player and a North Dakota player tied up here. There is a Western player and a North Dakota player here. And they have 3 players all patrolling the blue line right in the center of the ice, making it extremely difficult to try to break in from the center. And now North Dakota does get in, but he's not going to be alone in space when he gets there. I mean, it's an immediate jump up. They try to make the drop pass. Cameron Rowe makes a great save. There's a little bit of back checking going on. Cameron Rowe makes another save, and the puck is loose, and Hugh Larkin actually brings it up the ice. So that transition is what Western wants, and now we're playing in the offensive zone. Another play behind the net. Galambos makes a shot pass attempt. I think Went actually makes the shot originally. It's a shot for a rebound, basically, and Perbix puts it behind the goaltender there for the first goal of the game. We'll see it again. These wraparound plays are becoming more popular too. But he plays it up. He's looking here. I believe it does get to Went's stick, and Went puts it on and it hits the pad. And then Jack Perbix cleans up the rebound. But it's really just kind of a redirect from Went here. Off the pads, and Jack Perbix cleans it up for his 4th goal against the Fighting Hawks, as he's had some success playing against them on a couple different teams now. This next one is, I believe, the one that we looked at quite a few times. It's going to be Galambos moving the puck to a safe place and it leading to another Bronco goal, and just some smart hockey sense from the Western captain. They skate in. Another Rowe makes another great save, and instead of moving the puck or shooting the puck too hard, he's just trying to get it to a safe place, put it past the referee, and the only player who's really around to get it is gonna be Jason Poland right here, who's still in the center of the ice. Puck goes around, Poland picks it up with speed as it leaves the zone. He sees this guy trying to get back to cover McAllister. He sees this guy trying to get down to cover the passing lane. And instead of forcing anything or trying to sauce it, he just makes the smart play and he plays it back to this trailer who's going to step right over the line and just whistle one. Cedric Fiedler is going to whistle one from just past the blue line, kind of mid top dot area, because he's got so much speed coming in that this puck just, no one's stopping that one. And it just beats the goaltender here. Here's another one. This one, Western is actually on their 5-minute major power play, thanks to Clevin. Wasn't the best power play unit out there. North Dakota was getting a few opportunities, but this is the one they pick up on the 5-minute major when it's kind of a shooting gallery out there. But again, it starts with a good defensive back check. Tim Washi is just, the dude is a body, and he will cannonball anybody. He's a wrecking ball out there. But he makes sure to stay strong on the puck or on the player, forces him off, puck off, and then stays with him. Both go into the wall. Galambo skates away with the puck. Quick transition up the ice. Lose the puck again, but it's right back to playing smart defense and back checking. He's covering back. He's not trying to get into his back skate too soon, but he doesn't want to give this skater the middle of the ice. He wants to keep him wide and just keep him straight out here, which he does an excellent job of. Finally gets back into the back skate and makes a great play with the stick on puck, and Western's up once again, getting in back into the offensive zone. Here's a dump from North Dakota. Cameron Rowe plays the puck. A little bit of a mishandle there that could have led to an opportunity for North Dakota. Thankfully it didn't, because things were just going the Broncos' way here. And this first line's back up the ice, and this will be Poland's first goal of the night. And he just gets it 5-hole to just trickle right past the goaltender. And this is the final goal of Friday night, an empty netter. Once again, a defensive play. Guys trying to sell out, block pucks, just clear the puck to an open spot, and not giving up on pucks in the offensive zone. With Sasson here skating, finding his line mate Poland to give Poland his second of the night, and push Western to a 4-0 win, which they would hold on for the rest of the game. So that's the good of what this Western offense can be and what they can do when their defense is working.
And I will say on that second goal, the pass to the slot, I like what McAllister did. He set a partial screen, but he also he stopped DeRitter from going across because of where he was standing. He was outside of the paint, but he limited DeRitter's movement without actually interfering with him. So if you watch that,
here we go. Here's the playback. Poland skating up. Good communication from North Dakota. Actually, right here in center ice. 15's letting, I think that's maybe 28.
20 something.
25 no. That I'm covering the guy with the puck. Make sure you cover McAllister, even though McAllister's a little bit deeper. Honestly, I think, at this point, it's really the only play, and then he's going to try and sell out. And yeah, McAllister does keep driving to the net. Maybe there's a rebound here that he could get a stick on it in chance, but he's not forcing anything by trying to get back to play this puck himself. He realizes it's just not his puck right now. He gets in front of the goaltender, keeps pushing,
and then he stops right there. Nice little spray going, and the goalie,
nice little snow job. And then here, Fiedler does a great job getting this shot off too with this stick right here on his.
But where McAllister stops, that's great because he's providing a little bit of a screen, as you can see.
There's a little bit of a double screen here. You've got the close screen of McAllister cutting off really basically anything out here. And even the North Dakota player, he's forced to stop here in the middle of the ice. And so it's really both of these players working together to screen anything that he's trying to see. Plus, I mean,
the snow shower.
the snow job. And that puck's just right over his shoulder, past everybody, sneaks through, quick little wrister, and it's in the back of the net.
And that's hockey IQ right there, knowing that you're not getting the puck. You just need to stop in front of the net, see if there's a rebound, anything. If nothing else, you can provide a screen. And that's what led to that goal because DeRitter had no idea where the goal or where the puck was.
Honestly, Western played really well for not having played since the GLI. I mean, I thought they were going to come out a little flat, and they really didn't. And even in the Saturday game, it's not like they came out flat. It was just North Dakota had a really good response. We got into a little bit of penalty trouble, but we also responded to the North Dakota response and eventually came out with a W, but it was not an easy game by any means. And North Dakota's record does not really show how good they can be, and we'll see some of that here with their hockey sense and some of their highlights, Western lowlights, here on the power play early in the first period. You know, you never want to take a penalty this early in the period. I mean, we're almost a minute through the power play, and it's 18-12 left in the first period. So we just came out not doing ourselves any favors. But again, we're going to watch this player right here as he sets up a great screen on Cameron Rowe, and our players kind of really do nothing about it. It's just a little, oh, I'm sorry, are you trying to see here? Oh, sorry, let me just squeeze right by you. And the puck's in the back of the net because Cameron Rowe just cannot see anything. This one, it's a little more, it's 5-on-5, I think. Yeah, it should be. But it's a great second, third opportunity. I think Crazy was asking about goaltender interference on this one. I don't think they really make any contact with Cam. I think the puck just happens to squirt out from behind. I think they get stick on puck, and the puck's actually loose on a different view that I didn't get. But I mean, it's very little contact with him. It's just excellent drive.
I think he's pushed in there.
But the puck's, I mean, the puck's never right. Nope, that's not what I wanted at all.
Proud of you.
New system.
It's still goal. Before. Yeah, that's the first one. And I think it looks.
Here we are actually, there's a little bit of a net battle going on, and Berger does a great job keeping this guy wide, but he will be the eventual goal scorer as the puck slips under Rowe, and there's just too many guys back there. But I mean, you can't have this.
If you go back just a smidge from where you were,
there's no smidges.
One little more. Okay. Just before this, you see every one of the Western players, their eyes are towards the puck, right there.
Yeah,
you can see.
He's watching the puck. He's watching the puck. Berger's watching the goaltender. Perbix is watching. I don't know. I mean, he's probably looking at the puck, but I don't really know. He almost looks like he's watching this guy. But yeah, no one sees 7 and 21 crashing in here because Fulp's really got to get a little bit deeper and take away this space and let Cameron see this puck and try and cover it a little bit better because I think Fulp actually kind of moves in here and takes a little bit of Cameron's eyes away. Let's see if that's... Yeah, see, he comes more to the center of the ice. Now he's looking back here, and so he still should be trying to push this way and take away this space from these two players.
Right. And we're by no means hockey coaches, but that seems pretty obvious to...
Because at this point, he's too deep. Like
right.
And you're making...
21 has inside position on him now, and he is screwed.
So the puck's out. I think the puck is actually like this. These two players and the ref can all see the puck under Cameron. Fulp's pushing on this guy. So if there is contact, Fulp might actually be initiating it.
Mm-hmm.
Which would erase the goaltender interference. Yeah, see, these two guys are battling. He's reaching for the puck under here. You'll see the puck squirt out here and in the back of the net in a second. Yep, there it is. I mean, it's not so much necessarily that I don't think that Rowe was really interfered with, and there was enough time that if Western had wanted to, they could have asked for the challenge and to review it, and they didn't. Um, so there is that aspect of it, but it was really just a good play, good hard hockey by North Dakota to push the lead to 2-0 halfway through the first period. And once again, it's really Western's inability to clear out this blue or just outside the blue paint and give the goalie a little bit of a safety bubble, if you will. Once again, on the power play, we're going to let the puck, the current puck carrier, he's going to move the puck back up the ice, and I think he's actually going to be the player who's going to come sit right in front of Cam. Here we see it. He puts the puck back up high and comes straight in. Everyone's once again looking at the puck. This player has no idea where he's going. Galambos is looking out here to the puck. He has no idea that he's coming, even though this guy ends up standing right next to him saying, "How you doing, buddy?" And he just squeezes right on, and they're like, "Oh, hey, sorry, bud. Let me just squeeze on by right here. This is where I want to be. Yep. Oh, are you there? Sorry about that. Yep. Nope. Oh."
Sounds like me in a crowded hallway.
And then the puck's in the back of the net on a spin around because once again, Cameron's eyes are doing him. He might as well be blindfolded here. Like, there's what do you want him to do?
I mean,
Anyone who's bitching about Cameron Rowe's play, please watch these plays. Tell me what you want him to do differently. Maybe the
he's got a
second goal, yes, he might be able to. He tries to make a cover on that, and there's so many sticks around him that he can't. This one, he tries to make a play. He makes the initial save, I believe, and he's got this dude just right in his
he's got a
everywhere.
face full of ass.
Yeah.
Right there. That's what he has. He has a face full of ass.
I mean, he's seeing more ass than dudes at the strip club on a Friday night. Like, he has no chance. And then you've got these two guys out here trying to block this puck, creating more of a screen, and the puck's just going to slip right through both of them and end up top Ched. I mean, it's honestly a great shot from, I believe that's Farber or Gaber, not Farber, Gaber. And then once again, power play is causing issues. Western down 4 or down 2. They're going to push the lead to 5 here. Western will end up getting 2 goals back later in this period to make it 5-4 after the second period. But once again we're getting in penalty trouble. And once again this guy is sitting in this. Why is there nobody on him? And then we're lined up on the power play. This is the worst place to be on a power play like this.
I mean, it's
yes, I understand you're guarding the bumper here with Poland. He's trying to cover essentially 3 guys out here. Like, these two will switch off on and off. But this guy is taking up either too much of your mind or not enough, because once again, like, he's trying to play back to the pass instead of covering the shot, and it gets past him. Whereas really he should kind of be pushing up here. He should be covering here to cover this guy and making sure that he doesn't have a play, but he's just been unguarded this whole time.
It kind of I feel like it should be the reverse of how you guys have it. Like, in the line you have 1, 2, and then on Cam's left side, on this near side here, in a line where it should be the other 3 in a line, and whoever the defenseman is on this near side out more towards the shooter.
Yeah, he should be playing more kind of in here-ish,
Yeah.
guarding the like, you want to be able to take away either the pass here or play out for the shot off this post. Like, I feel like he's just too much in the center of the ice. Like, he's thinking about this guy too much, but not really doing anything about him. Whereas whoever this is, I just can't read the numbers because this is not the best video, and I get that, and I apologize for that. But we're doing the best we can with what we got.
This is NCHC TV. This is what we're dealing with here.
Yeah, but it's I feel like it's just kind of lazy defense when you have to be kind of at your better defense because it's on the power play. But he should be playing more in here, in between the hash marks and the face-off dot. He should be covering this guy and at least making sure that this stick can't do anything to hurt him. Because watch, he tries to block the shot, but he thinks the shot's going back this way, and it just goes short side because there's nobody covering this. So yeah, Here's the puck. It's going right here. And he's covering like it's being shot back this way, trying to make an attempt at save, and it just gets through Cameron and hits the back of the net.
And the
And
thing
once
with
again,
Cam on that, oh, go ahead.
no, go ahead.
I was gonna say the thing with Cam on that one, it's if you watch his head, he's looking to the other side, so his momentum is automatically going to his right. The pass comes to the left. If he has his head on the left, which not his fault. I mean, he's just trying to get any angle that he can to see the puck. He may get there, but when he's on his right side and has to come all the way back to his left and try not to give himself a concussion by pushing off, uh, it's less likely he's going to make that save.
Yeah. And here you could almost this one they're a little bit better. He's at least playing further out. He's actually in between the dots here, taking away kind of the shot to this side. And Cameron's got the shot if it comes short side. But again, there's
Mm-hmm.
no one paying any attention other than Cam. And Cam's really not trying to he's not being physical with this guy either. He's just letting him exist there and trying to see around him. You know, like give him a good shove with that freaking shove with the glove, my friend.
The glove, or if it's the other side, the old, as
The,
Doc Emmerich would say, the waffle board.
the old waffle board to the kidneys. Get him out of your
Yeah,
face.
we'll stick right up
And then
right in between the 5 hole.
hey, once again, we're on the power play, which means we've done something stupid. Western actually has the lead right now, but we're about to relinquish that lead, and it's going to be tied at sixes here because once again, and he comes right back. There's been no effort to remove it, even right here. Like, get on him. You should be shoulder to shoulder with him. You're just acting as an extra screen. And granted, that shot still probably goes in just because of how far it bounces out, and Cameron's already over here expecting the play here, and it's another great play by North Dakota. Because he sells shot, he's selling like he's going to go to the net. And at the very last second, it's a pass behind because this player turns his back to him. So the puck's going to come right through here to a wide open net as Cameron continues to slide that way. Right there it is.
And that was just a great pass in a sense.
Oh, it's great pass. It's a great pass. It's great vision. It's understanding your responsibility and what's around you, having enough wherewithal to see that this guy has turned his back, so he actually has no more idea as to whether I'm shooting or passing. I'm using him as a screen kind of to this guy and even slightly to McAllister because Granger, I think that is, because he can't see where the puck's going. Tries to get a stick on it, but it's already too late and the puck's in the back of the net. But and if we go back one more time, just because I want to, and I can, because I have control. If this player is closer to the North Dakota player, if they're shoulder to shoulder and they're bumping and fighting for this position, it kind of eliminates him as at least a deflection threat. So this player either has to shoot or still make the pass, but Cameron might be able to see over them a little bit more and think, okay, I know this guy's open here. There's going to be a pass, and might have a shot at getting back. And if you're bumping this guy, you're actually kind of taking the shot away, so you know there has to be a pass coming somewhere. See, if he bodies this more and puts him over there, there's no reason for the player to try and shoot here. And Cameron holds the post like he's waiting for a shot that doesn't come, and he played himself out of position, and the puck's in the other side. He does almost get a stick on it, but it's just...
Yeah, that would have been the play of the week if he would have. But that's more luck than skill at that point.
And here's some things that Western did right in the third game. Once again, we got back to this. See, here we are late in the second period, just about 5 to go. Western's on their power play this time. And once again, our offense is going to start with plays in the defensive zone. Honestly, look how far he is stretched. He has the stick literally by the tip and is just getting every ounce of that stick out to play the puck. He does a great job playing the puck here, and boop, there it is. And he also does a great job of playing through the player here to get back to the puck too. Right there. And then it's up the ice. I think that's number 12 there. Drop pass there. back
It was a
to.
nice little one touch.
Oh, dude, yeah, this is a great play. I love that he's using his momentum. So he gets behind the North Dakota player here. He's driving to the. He's looks like he's driving to the net, but he's actually just looping around to give this player the access to behind the net. I think is what they're trying to do here.
Mm-hmm.
But he makes a great stop, and I believe this is Galambos. I think right here, the defensive or the Western player here, the trailer. But he knows this guy's here. He's at least in his peripheral, if nothing else.
Because you have 3 guys watching the puck for North Dakota.
Eyes on the puck.
1,
Eyes
2,
on the puck. Eyes
eyes
on
on the
the
puck.
puck. And the goaltender eyes on the puck. So 4. But I mean, the goaltender's
Yeah,
job is to watch the puck. So if he's not
yeah,
watching the puck,
yeah.
he's
That's why I said 3. Like the goaltender should be watching the puck. If he's not watching the puck, you're screwed.
that's what he no longer knows where he is. He thinks that this play is going to go up the boards and around. Washi's sitting in the middle. He's accounting for Washi. He's unguarded at this moment. And the only one who knows he's here, maybe the goaltender, Johnson, in his first start, might be able to see him. But I believe I want to say this is Cole Gallant. Cole Gallant knows he's there. And he's going to play the puck right to him perfectly. Here it comes. Right there. It's already on his stick. He's looping back. He thinks there's going to be a backhand coming, so he's trying to sell out to keep the puck low. Washi's like, ooh, maybe me, and I can go right back here. There's honestly 2 threats right here. You have the threat here from Washi to the far side of the net on a quick one touch, which this stick is kind of protecting. And then you've got the open pass right here, and it's in the back of the net from his knees. Once again, it's a play in the defensive zone that starts this whole thing with Aiden's poke check. Quick transition up the ice. Smart plays all around, puck in the net.
Actually, don't wonder if he lost that a little bit. It looked like a one touch pass, but I don't know if he lost that a little bit.
He might. I think he's carrying it a smidge because he picks it up there. Yeah, he just kind of slows it down.
Okay.
Or he never because he's got it here.
Yep, he's got it there.
Oh, he does kind of lose it a little bit.
I
Because he
think he
reaches
was
back
trying
out
to go
for
to
it.
the backhand pass and he
But I mean,
loses it, but it worked out. Because I think the reason he made that play is he's like, I have 2 options. I can either make that backhand pass, or if I lose it, I have Galambos coming down in. So it's not going to make that much of a difference.
and here once again where it's body on body up here with Fulpin, whoever he's playing with. These 2 guys are engaged. This player is watching here. He actually makes I think he's just about to get hit by the puck and block a shot, but he makes a block. There's the block. The puck comes back. He stays on it, lifts the stick. Granger has it. Granger plays it to Gallant. A little bit of puck battling, fighting on the boards. Hillebrand's shot goes way up in the air. Apparently never hits the net. Some more forechecking and puck battling along the boards. And even here, like Granger makes another great pass to the slot. And it's all about options. I think everyone's expecting Granger to kind of go all the way around and try and make the wraparound. But he's got his head turned. He's looking here to see the threat. He may know that Berger's here in the middle of the ice all alone because it's 1, 2, 3, 4. The whole team is right here.
The whole team is in the corner.
Every player for North Dakota is face-off dot and lower. Like, you can't have that if you're North Dakota. That's just bad hockey. So here, he's like, okay, this guy's here. There's nobody around this player. Not a single person.
Like, I mean, really, he had 2 options there.
He's still going to come back here. But
yeah.
But I think he knows that this stick is going to try and chop here, and it might before the puck gets there.
Yeah.
So this is definitely the number 1 option. It's the better option. Puck's away. Still nobody. There's no one even close. Like nobody had a chance. Puck's in the net.
And actually, I think that's when Johnson might want back.
I mean,
just because
so,
if you watch it, well, if you watch it full speed, he got a lot of it. The velocity on the shot.
Underneath him.
Mm-hmm. I think he's the only player on the ice that knew what was going to happen. Yeah. And
actually, does it get tipped by the North Dakota player?
I don't know which North Dakota player it would have gotten tipped by.
Number think it. I think it's gonna be 17. No, it's gonna be this one. Or hang on. Here's the shot up. That shot sucks everybody in. It's actually this skate of Cole Gallant moving back up the boards to try and potentially seal this side of the wall off or towards the blue line that sucks
Mm-hmm.
this player in a little bit deeper. See, because he's skating with him.
Yeah.
Number 9. Number 9's gonna, I think, might have a shot at tipping this down. Ooh, or Gallant could have
No,
too.
it was already past him by
But
that
yeah,
point.
I mean, just heads up hockey right there. I mean, it's knowing, or at least hopefully seeing that every single North Dakota player
Is on
is engaged
is the
with
faceoff dot or below,
following,
and
chasing the puck.
you can see number 9 in this shot right here. He's puckered because he knows he's going to get yelled at for missing that assignment. And
He at
I
least
don't
makes an
even think
attempt.
that's his assignment,
No, I mean,
but
it depends on. It's probably honestly whoever their center is. Their center should probably be. It would be defenseman back on the wingers, center on center,
yeah.
forwards on D-men.
But like at least number 9 is aware. He goes, shit.
But he does try to get back and at least cut off the pass to Gallant or make it
Mm-hmm.
less of an attractive pass. But I mean, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
It's Western capitalizing.
All alone.
It's bad defense, but Western capitalizing on bad defense, because you don't score if you don't capitalize. You can play bad defense all you want if the other team doesn't score.
Heads
But
up, intelligent hockey is what that is.
yep, exactly.
And that'll do it for the video clips. Let me just switch us back to the main view if I can find out where everything is to do it. Where is it? How do I do it? Oh, it's over here. There we go. All right, and we're back. We're here.
I was just looking at Ninja Turtles' butts at one point.
Oh, hey, that's the greatest background in the world. Okay, calm down. But no, excellent response from Western to take that game and get the 7-3 victory or 7-6 victory after being down by 2, down by 3, clawing back, being up by 1, giving up the tying goal, and then getting the game winner. Excellent response by them, especially after, like I said, having been off. That's their first game since the GLI, which was the 28th and 27th and 28th of December.
Yeah. Yep.
So you kind of expected North Dakota to have fresher legs, but that's a team that's struggling right now and couldn't get anything going of their own. And their offense is playing okay. There might be some goalie issues they need to figure out. Johnson had a tough task coming in for his first career start and drawing the the most potent offense in all of college hockey. North Dakota once again does keep that top line from picking up a point in Saturday. They're the only, I mean, they held them without a point, I think, the entire series here in Kalamazoo, and we're not as lucky set Friday night, but did hold them without a point Saturday night. So they're doing something right. They just can't put it all together and win games like we're used to seeing North Dakota do.
And I will say, I think the one thing that we talked about it a little bit last week with Western going in. I think if this series is played last weekend with Western coming off that GLI, yeah, a little bit longer layoff, they might be riding a little too high, but that wave kind of died down coming into playing North Dakota from scoring 16 goals. Now, yeah, they scored 7, but they had to score 7 to win the game on Saturday. But I think it helped them getting that 4-0 shutout on Friday. Just they were calm, collected, able to beat North Dakota, and then come in Saturday and come back. They might have got a little too lax after that 4-0 shutout win.
A little bit. I think it was more just North Dakota came in with some great pushback. Again, they're a team who's been struggling and they need to do something like that. They've got to improve here if they want to have a shot at making the tournament. I think they just kind of got outplayed they did, like I said, they did make improvements. They were able to capitalize on the turn on the power play thing because Western's PK is not great. In fact, after this weekend, they're now 58th at converting just 74% of their PKs. So that's got to improve. And I think a lot of that does come from the sense that our defense wants to be as much of a contributor to the offense as our offense does.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and really, I mean, if you're on the PK, defense first has to be the mindset there and clearing pucks and getting them out. But you don't want to be too passive either and give up goals because you're not body on body and making sure guys aren't getting there.
Well, and I think with the Saturday game, a lot of the highlights you showed, North Dakota on the power play. What do we say every week, especially against some of these teams like Colorado College and North Dakota?
Stay out of the box.
Exactly. And um, we should maybe ask some of the North or the Western Michigan guys. So what's the name of the penalty box attendants in North Dakota? Because you guys got well acquainted with them on Saturday.
Sure did. Hey Dan, how's it going? Thanks for stopping by. We went through some of the plays from the week. Maybe you saw them. I hope you saw them. If not, check it out on the replay later. We added some video clips to the show. We'll try and do that a little more often as long as I remember to get clips from other games. But I didn't necessarily pay too much attention to the other games. The one that I did watch though and was everything that I wanted it to be and then some was the Colorado College St. Cloud game from Friday night. Uh, Umberco does leave the game early after taking a puck to the mask and to the chompers. But they do hold on for the 4-2 win. And honestly, I think this game was a little bit closer than 4-2 really shows. But it was everything I think that we were expecting from this series. They did split. St. Cloud played a little bit more St. Cloudy on Saturday, and their goalies turned out and threw up a shutout. And we knew it was going to be kind of a goalie battle. So I think four goals to the winner each night is maybe a little bit more goals than we were expecting. But I think it was really 3-2 Friday night with a fourth goal being an empty netter. And then St. Cloud just, their offense can do some stuff when it wants to. And they kind of showed that. And Umberco really did everything he could to keep that game at least close for Colorado to have a chance.
And I think because I watched the night game back because I was
Okay, so
not
it's
at my
the
TV.
fourth goal was an empty netter.
But actually, I think I stopped watching after Umberco left. But I watched most of that game back, and Umberco was the reason that Colorado College was even in that game. He played so phenomenal for them. St. Cloud dominated that first period, and then in the second period, uh, St. Cloud did exactly what we were just talking about. They went to the box, and it was a 5-on-3, and it was bang bang. All of a sudden, Colorado College is up 2-1,
Yeah. Oh yeah, I
and
did see that one.
they didn't really. I had to watch it back a few times because I was watching and I was looking away, and I'm like, wait a minute, they just scored. It was 1-1. When did the second go? So I had to watch it a few times and go back. Um, and that first goal, it was actually a pretty sick near side top Ched, uh, shallow angle, and then the second goal, that was McCown coming down the slot with off the rush, which you do not want to happen. Uh, but I honestly thought St. Cloud was the better team on Friday than they were Saturday. It was just a matter of what was going in and what wasn't. They dominated on Friday. They just couldn't get anything past Umberco. And when he did get hurt, it was kind of funny just watching him gets the mask off and he's checking his teeth and, and whatever. It didn't seem to phase him too much. It didn't really hurt him. He was just like, something ain't right here. I got hit in the mask.
Yeah.
My mask popped off.
Well, he pulls it off, but I think the clip pops because it takes a second, and then
Right,
he throws his blocker down, pulls the mask off to stop play, and then he like has to get. He doesn't. The trainers don't even come out. He's like skating to the tunnel, and then it's like, hey, meet me at the tunnel.
right.
I'm pulling myself. Like, pay attention to what's going on here.
I know it popped off, and like he raised his glove hand, like, "Hey, stop the play. My mask is off." They don't stop it, so he pulls it off, and then he's checking his teeth, and then he leaves.
Yeah,
Um, but just his composure, and I'm trying to remember St. Cloud's first goal. He had no chance on. Oh, that's right. It was he was screened by about 3 players, and there was not a chance that he even saw that puck when it went in. Uh, but he was the reason Colorado College was even in the game on on Friday, and then Saturday he played pretty well, but it was Dominic Bassey that was playing in net for St. Cloud, and
I think
he just played better than Castor.
I think I did watch a little bit of this one. He was giving it the business to giving him the business to anyone who skated a little too close
Yeah,
to his net from Colorado
yeah.
College. He was like,
He
"Hey,
was letting his old teammates
yeah,
know, "Hey,
hey,
I'm here."
remember when we were on the same team? Yeah, I know your moves. I know your tricks. You're not getting it past me tonight." And they didn't.
No,
Um,
they did not.
honestly,
Uh,
can we say a little prayer for Ludwig Pearson, the Miami goalie, because I don't know if you watched any of these games, but he kept Denver scoreless in the first period of both games, and then it all went to hell.
I
And
did not see any of those games.
that young man battled for his team and honestly got hung out to dry multiple times as Denver wins both games by a score of 7-0. Uh, and honestly, he did everything he could. Like I said, he did not allow Denver to score a goal in the first period of either game. It was, and the first game he gave up 6 in the second, unless they pulled him. But I think he was responsible for all the goals, unfortunately.
I think
Oh
for
no,
him,
they did pull him for Logan Neaton, who gave up 2. They pulled him after he gave up 5. But I mean, on like that kid,
I
he deserves better in front of him.
he really does, and it's kind of
And we already have enough Miami goalies here with Larson. I feel like Larson would be extremely soured if Pearson managed to transfer to Western too. Like, I was just sitting behind this guy.
I think he's a perfect example of you put a really good goalie on a really shitty team, it doesn't matter how good they are, they're not they're not gonna be able to win you games. Um, well, even look at what Patrick Waugh did and said, "Trade me right now."
Yeah, I mean
He knew he was a really good goalie, and they just left him in there for 7 goals or whatever it was, 7, 8 goals, and he said, "I'm not playing for you ever again because you're not doing anything to help me in front of me." You put as far as modern day goalies, you put Henrik Lundqvist, you put Carey Price, Marc-Andre Fleury in his prime, Jonathan Quick in his prime. You put them in front of a terrible team, they're not gonna win you games. They're just not. There you have to have a team in front of you, and Pearson is that collegiate hockey level goalie, and you feel so bad for him because he is really good.
yeah, so Friday night he stopped 12 of 12 in period 1, and Saturday night stopped 14 of 14 in period 1. I
It looked
he
like the Wild game
Well,
tonight.
and also look at what Dominic Bassey did. He struggled in Colorado.
Mhm.
He hit the transfer portal to St. Cloud. He has a better team in front of him, and both parties are capitalizing because of it. Yes, I mean St. Cloud is using that rotation extremely
Mhm.
well, honestly, to their benefit. Um, I mean, I'd throw a huge fit too if I'm down 7-0 and I'm still in the damn game. But
And I think maybe Bassie is maybe he does better this year in Colorado College because they have a little bit better team in front of him. Um, I think you could argue Umberto's a better goalie just with you compare the teams in front of each goalie and what they're doing. Umberto might be a little bit better goalie, but yeah, Colorado College has a better team in front of them now.
yeah, no, for sure. The team in front of you does help out a lot, and I wouldn't be surprised if we do potentially see him hit the transfer portal. Maybe he's one of those guys who likes the challenge, though. Maybe he's not willing to give up on this team. I mean, when you look at guys who go to these schools, they're signing up just as much for the coaching staff as they are to play at those schools, and just because of the school itself, like a lot of it's guys there. His downside is he's a foreign player from Sweden.
Who?
He's, I believe he's
Who?
Swedish. And I think there's
Pearson?
another, yeah, I
Yeah.
believe there's another Swedish kid on the Miami team, which is beneficial to him or helps him out. So there's that aspect of it, but yeah, that team he does not deserve that team in front of him. He plays extremely well. He's extremely hard to beat more often than not. I think he does a little. He gets to a point where he's doing too much when he can settle in and doesn't have to do more than is. He asks himself to do more than is really asked of him, and I think that's when you see these big scores get piled on him. Um, but yeah, no, great. He's honestly a great goalie, and it just sucks that he's having such a difficult time, uh,
Well,
e- especially
you
this
look
year.
at what he did last year, especially against UMD. We lost a game that he won, and I actually think we lost in a shootout in the second game that he won for that team. And this is against a team that easily could have gone to the Frozen Four and then potentially won the national championship, if not losing for Denver in a close game. And this was in January, I think, when we finally started to pick it up a little bit more. We had a terrible series, and I'm like, against Miami, but you watch the games, and it's like, well, their goalie is phenomenal. He stopped 50 shots in a game.
Yeah.
Like he deserves so much better for how he's playing. And yeah, like you said, maybe he likes the challenge, but I think he's overdoing it. He's overcommitting himself and thinks he needs to win the game for his team, which
He needs his team to do a little
in
bit more of
reality, he kind
their
of
part.
yeah, they need to do their mark for it. In reality, he kind of it does have to win the game for his team, but he shouldn't have to because if they have any sort if they can put even two periods together in one game, they're going to win. They can't even put together a full period between all three, and I said that last week and I said it a few weeks ago. They just don't have the consistency.
Hey, I don't want to give them too much hope because the statistical probability of this happening is extraordinarily low, but you only have to win 8 games to win a national title in college hockey.
So you're saying there's a
I'm
chance.
saying there's a chance. It's about that big of a chance, but the chance exists. You only have to win 8 games to win a national championship in college hockey. If you play in a division that has a tournament like
Yeah.
the NCHC does,
Yep. I
four
had to do
four
the math real
four
quick.
wins, and you're a NCHC tournament champion, which gives you the automatic bid to the tournament. 4 wins in the NCAA tournament, and you're a national champion. You have to win 8 games.
I think if you do that and Miami were to win the national championship, you might have to bury Pearson because he's going to have a heart attack, a stroke. Um, I I don't even know what is any other
Hey,
fatal disease he's going to have and just die.
and you don't even have to win 8 in a row. You only actually have to win 7 in a row. because we play a
Yeah,
best of
yep,
three
best of
first
3.
series. So you could win the
Yep,
first one, lose the second one, and go on a run of 7 games, and you're a national champion.
and then we will all attend the funeral
Again,
service for Pearson.
again, statistical probability very, very low. Very low. But there's a chance. All right. On to another team that has been sucking drool lately, and that would be your Minnesota Duluth Bulldogs. What the
Uh-huh.
hell happened there, buddy?
Um, so again,
You guys allowed 9 goals on the weekend and only
I
scored 3. 9.
I only watched part of Saturdays. I did not watch Friday's game because I was watching the Minnesota Timberwolves win, uh, which is a rarity, but we did win.
Oh,
Uh,
again, I gotta go see this again because when I turned off this game, they had just made it 3-1.
yeah, it was 2-1 when
Nebraska
I
did.
turned it off, and I came downstairs and
Does it say
I think
that?
I turned on football because I kind of gave up on the team for a minute. I did something. Maybe I turned on Chell with you
Okay,
guys.
here we go. 3-1 going into, or 2-1 going into the final 3.5 minutes of the game. University of Nebraska Omaha scores at 17:28 to make it 3-1. 11 seconds later, at 17:39, they make it 4-1. At 49 seconds after that, so now we're at 50. Oh no, it's exactly a minute. They score again. So they've scored 3 goals in a minute to make it 5-1. And then they go on the power play and score another goal at 1950 to make it 6-1 because they're just rude scoring on the power play that late in a game.
I
Bro, y'all gave up 3 goals in a minute.
I had a little bit better expectations coming out of that Bemidji series. I
Oh,
there's two thoughts that come to mind. What does that say about Bemidji? And what does that say about Omaha?
I
Is
think
Bemidji that bad? And is Omaha that good? But like I
it says
don't,
Duluth is that bad, and you're only slightly better than Bemidji.
but then it says Bemidji is that bad
No.
because
It says you and Bemidji are on a similar plane, and Omaha is above you. That's what it says.
I
You
would say
said
Bemidji's worse because it was a tie and a loss.
that
Similar plane, but they're still worse than us
seems
because
similar.
we beat them in the shootout. So, as we've said, counts as a win. I Well, Western has had the same struggles in Omaha. Like, and this series was in Omaha.
Uh,
So,
we had a 13-point game that we just happened to be on the losing end of. Okay, we know that we can beat Omaha. We just suck in Omaha for whatever reason.
right, and I'm saying Omaha is like, I think this team could beat Omaha, but in Omaha it is difficult. If for whatever reason, it's difficult to win there. And
You
I don't think it's some crazy atmosphere. It's not Lawson, it's not the Ralph. It's not what I can't even think of what CC's new arena is, which that atmosphere when I watched earlier this year when UMD was there, um
Ed Robeson.
that atmosphere is crazy.
I think it's the Ed Robeson Arena.
Okay. I just didn't know the name of it.
You do not play them again.
Who?
Duluth or Omaha. You do not have a
Oh,
second series
okay.
of them.
Yeah,
They were
well
your
until
one
the
and done.
playoffs.
Yeah. I mean,
Which,
that depends on where they fall in the playoffs.
yeah, which as it sits right now, if it ended today, and I do not like that.
You'd be going back to Nebraska. Back to Nebraska.
But it just seems like there's something there with that arena that teams that you think should do well and should beat them, they
Yeah.
struggle to do so.
They come to Lawson in a couple weeks. Omaha does.
And yeah, I can't figure out this team. I really can't. Because there's no number one line. There's not really depth scoring. The freshmen don't seem to know. Some nights they realize that they're actually playing a hockey game in the NCHC. Some nights they think they're playing fucking peewees. Like, and the leadership, they're not doing their job, which I kind of have to pin it on the upperclassmen. I really do. That they're not doing their job to get these kids to buy into the system. I don't think it's a lack of talent. I think it's a lack of buy-in to what Coach Sandlin is trying to do, and these upperclassmen not reinforcing it like their predecessors. And I think if I was and it's not the goalie's fault. Like Stay looked pretty good. He since coming in, I don't know what happened with Deason. I don't know why Stay is getting the nods right now. But if I was a Riley Tufte, um, why can't I think of his name? Um, Alex Iafallo. There's another guy that I can't think of his name. He's a blonde kid. But like Dominic Toninato, all these guys that were through the national championship years, something was lost in between them and this group coming up, and how they have their leadership and getting the new kids to buy into the system. And it's not good. It's really not good because the coaches can only do so much.
Yeah.
And I'm not blaming the coaches for this. They're doing what they can. It's a matter of execution on the parts of the players. And even if I was Stay Skull and Decent probably not as much, but Stay Skull, I would just be livid with how they're playing in front of me. And I know Stay Skull, oh, he's a junior now. So he should have some leadership ability and get them to play like they are. But I just don't know if it's the attitude of the players coming in. I don't know what it is. But it's embarrassing to watch. I'm still gonna go, but I think in the take one, I said I'm gonna go watch Western play at the beginning of February at Amsoil Arena. And I told my parents, because they haven't been to a UMD game since the deck, said, well, let's go. They're playing Western. They wanted to go to the St. Thomas game. I'm like, well, that's an exhibition. And if we go to the Western game on Saturday, we'll at least get to watch one good team play.
Hopefully, I can watch that game, at least some of it. I mean, I'll try and watch the series, but we'll see what's going on that day.
Yeah, I'll probably listen on my way up.
But
on the Friday game. But yeah, I don't know what's going on with this team.
Well, you're on the road again this weekend. You do get a struggling North Dakota team, so someone has got to come out with a win at least Friday.
someone's going to move up in the standings, or like the standings.
Maybe.
I mean, I hope we get the sweep, but
maybe
that's going to be. Eesh.
Yeah, they could jump you, but you could jump them right back if you split.
Yeah, I kind of.
Only a 1 point difference because North Dakota has 2 ties. I just think about that. North Dakota is 3-7-2. A team that has usually been running away with the Penrose Cup at this point. 3-7-2 with 12 points halfway through the NCHC season. Absolutely ridiculous. Just as ridiculous as the fact that Denver's at 29 points.
Yeah,
Stupid.
I have dogs running around.
Yeah, North Dakota will be home for 2 weekends in a row. This time they get a struggling Minnesota Duluth. It is a 6-7 matchup in the standings. Based on what I've seen of both of these, I mean, this is Minnesota split with Western earlier this year, or did they? Yeah, they split.
Yeah, we split because the first game, first had no idea what was going on, and that was the game that we scored on ourselves.
Stupid game. What a dumb game. I mean, it's a team that's split with Western. You've played okay. You split with you already played Omaha at home.
Mm-hmm.
You split with them at home. Well, a win, a loss, and a OT loss or OT win. I'm sorry, a straight loss and an OT win. You split. You traded shutouts with Colorado College.
Yep, in the first conference. Well, was because we played Colorado College twice. That was the.
You split with them at home. Or wait. Yes, you split with them at home.
I think we split with them there too. I know we lost the first game there. I think we got swept there.
Oh, yeah, I just found it. No, you split. We
did split. Okay.
5-0 and 3-1. You won 3-1, lost 5-0.
Yeah, because I think it was 4-0 after the first period.
So you split with the top teams in the conference, other than Omaha. You haven't played St. Cloud yet.
No, and that's later on, and then the last series of the regular season.
You were swept by Denver at home. I mean, you're kind of splitting with the teams that you're supposed to split with and losing the series that you think you're going to lose if you were to really look at them. And there's still a chance that you could squeak in and steal home ice somewhere, potentially hit that 4 spot. There's still some opportunities there. You just got to play. Everyone's just got to play. The bottom half of the conference just has to play better and more consistent hockey, and they can easily still scooch up. I mean, if Western can take some points home, they'll move up to at least 4th. Western could honestly jump from 5th to 2nd this weekend if everything goes well for them.
I just think that we're splitting series that we probably should be sweeping. We're getting swept in series that we probably, well, going off recent years, and getting swept in series that we probably should be sweeping. The way this year's gone, at least the first half, it's about right. We're splitting series that we should be splitting. We're getting swept in series that we should be getting swept in. The one difference being that Omaha series this last weekend. I do not think we should have gotten swept. But that's the way it goes. And I'm still gonna watch both games, but I really it should be close, but I really don't want to watch UMD in North Dakota. I think it's going to be high scoring. It's going to be a fiasco of
I think it'll come down to
defensive breakdowns.
it'll be which goalie can stop the most pucks and kind of who stays out of the box the best.
I think it's going to be who stays out of the box the best because
But even that's not guaranteed either because Western got in penalty trouble but still won the game because they have a strong. I think they have a stronger offense than North Dakota has goalie, but you don't want to always rely on that either.
exactly. But and to your point though, Western has a way stronger offense than UMD does. We do not have a strong offense. We're not going to put up the points. We just aren't. And if we're giving up power play chances to, I don't know what they ended up after the weekend, but a top 5 power play within the country in North Dakota, um, we're not going to have a good time.
Let's see where they're
We
at.
just
Right
aren't.
They are currently sitting. It's a team statistic. Power play percentage. They're currently number 2 at 31.6%.
Good God.
Massachusetts is number 1 at 31.7%. So yeah,
Yeah.
stay out of the box.
Yeah,
Omaha
we're not very good at that.
No,
We're not good at that.
In fact, you are. What is your? Well, what's your PK first?
Not very. I think we were like 43rd or something like that going into the weekend. At least in one of the games that I saw. Oh, it must have been Saturday. We were like 43rd or something.
You are still 43rd at 78.7%.
Hey, I remembered something.
In the PK. On the PK.
Yeah. Number 2 power play in the country versus number 43 PK. Guys, don't take majors. Don't take a penalty. Don't breathe on anybody.
See, Miami is the most penalized team in the NCHC with 13.95 minutes per game. Minnesota Duluth is coming up in second in the NCHC for penalty minutes, and 17th in the country, averaging 11.77. So almost 6 penalties a game, depending on if we're just going with twosies, some minors there.
Yeah, I think
You have 259 total penalty minutes.
I do think there's a lack of discipline, and I do think that has to do with the team and leadership and just a lot of young guys playing.
All right.
I really do think that.
Enough with your crappy Bulldogs who need to get it together.
Yep.
Omaha is the home team for the second weekend in a row. They will play host to Miami. I don't even know what to say about this. We know Omaha's a tough place to play.
We know Miami's crappy.
Garbage from the crease out. I mean, Red Savage is pretty good. But, I mean, you have Red Savage and you have Ludwig Pearson.
I
That's not to say they can't steal one if Omaha's looking a little too hard at themselves over what they did with Duluth, but
I don't think they're going to be.
I see it. I lean heavy sweep for the Mavericks, which is unfortunate.
Yeah,
because I would like to see Miami steal a game here, give Western a chance at jumping them in the standings. But I mean, Western has to do their part too there.
I think Friday might be a little bit closer of a game. just because Miami's going to be pissed off from getting, getting shut out 14-0 on the weekend. But I heavily lean Omaha this weekend
You know,
for the sweep.
what does a pissed off Miami look like? Just more hits and even less goals than zero? I don't know that that's really all that intimidating.
No, I'm saying they might score one.
Oh, they might get one.
Yeah, for the
Okay.
weekend.
Okay.
And that being on Friday, they might only lose 7-1. Well, no, no, we'll be nice because Omaha isn't as high powered as Denver, so 5-1.
Okay. Honestly, that
Yeah,
could be. Ugh. We got a top five matchup in the state of Minnesota.
yeah.
St.
This
St.
for
Cloud
me,
State
this
is
is
the home
probably going to
team
be.
again too. Jesus Christ!
Yeah, I think for me, this is the matchup of the weekend and the one to really keep an eye on.
It is a number three in the country travels to number four in the country, at least according to the USCHO. Um, pair wise, they are 4-5. Denver being four, St. Cloud being five. I believe they already played once this year. Double check. And my computer froze.
I will check that for you in just a second.
My internet froze. Something froze.
Well, your internet's fine because
There we go. My Chrome
here,
froze and died. Cool. Thank you so much. You're so good to me.
they they did play.
I believe it was a split.
It it was a split. It was an overtime win for St. Cloud on Friday, and then it was a 3-2 loss. So it's 4-3 overtime St. Cloud on Friday, and then 3-2 Denver on Saturday in
So,
regulation.
so Denver took 4 out of the 6 points.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, I mean that matchup should be really good. Uh, again, we know the goalie situation in St. Cloud. You're probably going to see both goalies. Magnus has had some ups and downs this year. Maybe the benefit is that the St. Cloud is the home team. Denver's a tough place to play. Denver's coming off of a offensive explosion. Maybe that plays to St. Cloud's hand a little bit. I don't know. I know it's going to be a hell of a series and it's going to be one worth watching. That's probably the series of the weekend, like you said.
Uh, yeah, I think
Hopefully they just split, honestly, just because it slows Denver down a little bit, allows St. Cloud to and the teams behind them to catch them a little bit, depending on who wins what. Um,
yeah, I could see a split at worst. Best best case scenario, I could see St. Cloud sweeping. Um, I think I think the one thing that can hurt Denver is a little bit of overconfidence now, I guess, would be the way to put it. They lost to Fairbanks on Friday. They put the hammer down on Saturday, and then they really put the hammer down on Miami. And they're going to come in Friday saying, "Okay, yeah, this is who we are. We're good." And St. Cloud, like we both figured, Colorado College could probably win that Friday game because they were coming off a little bit of a short weekend playing a tough series against Minnesota, and Colorado College was coming in after they had actually they were completely fresh. They didn't play um that weekend. Yeah, they did not play the first weekend when they were back. So they were a little bit fresher. Um it's going to be very interesting. I think the crowd in St. Cloud is going to be amped up pretty good. and they've had some tough matchups. They knew St. or Colorado College was going to be tough coming in, just based off of where they were in the standings in Berco after playing Minnesota. So they've had 3 tough matchups in a row. So I think they're pretty geared up for this Denver team, where this Denver team is kind of coming off a little bit of a lull. They had the wake up call on Friday with Fairbanks, responded, had pretty much of a cakewalk with Miami. I don't think they're going to be ready to go on Friday, especially after traveling. They're going to think they are, but I just don't think they're going to be
I
up and
mean,
ready for the onslaught that's going to come from St. Cloud right away.
Denver also walked into North Dakota and swept North Dakota too. I mean, Grand Western just did the same thing, but that was back at the beginning of the year when we thought North Dakota was going to be a little more than they have proven to be.
And it was a pretty entertaining series because I watched a decent amount of that, but North Dakota really
And
they
that
only
was
got they only got most of their goals off the power play, I think.
after that St. Cloud series too that they went to Denver or North Dakota. Um, yeah, I mean it should be a good matchup. I mean, I kind of lean towards St. Cloud having the better goaltending situation. It just depends on
Mhm.
how Denver comes out and plays. If they hopefully they don't overlook the situation. I think maybe I want them to overlook the situation. I really don't. I don't care either way. I think it's going to be a good matchup to watch, and it's one that everyone should pay attention to. We'll try and
Mhm.
I'll try and watch it to see if there's anything worth going over. Um, but the late night game, I don't see it'll be on TSN. I saw that they picked that game up for TSN. I don't know that it's on. I don't know what the CBS Sports
The
game
Canadians?
this week is.
Um
It
let
might be that
me
same one, but I don't know because it also says NCHC TV, so it's not going to be the
da, 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 da.
CBS Sports game. But anyway, Western Michigan at Colorado College. It's an interesting one, and it measures up in a lot of interesting ways.
Oh, no, never mind. My bad.
We
Keep
know,
going.
we know offensively, Western is the clear favorite offensively there. Really, it's a matter of what they can do against Umberco, how much he can shake off whatever injury he had in St. Cloud. It is Western's number one offense, scoring 4.33 goals a game against the number 33 ranked offense, only scoring 2.68. Defensively, Western ranks 35th, while Colorado College is 28th. Power play is actually surprisingly favors Western Michigan. I need to double check that. But
Okay. So, real quick side note, there is no CBS Sports Network game this weekend.
oh, that's lame.
The next one is North Dakota at Miami.
Ew, why is that? That shouldn't be a game. That's awful.
Don't shoot the messenger.
Who did that?
Jesus.
Who did that? That's terrible.
It wasn't me, so don't worry about it.
No matter what, that would be a terrible
Miami
matchup.
should never be on that, but until they get good.
Anyway, yeah, no, all right. The power play ranking does indeed favor Western, who's eighth in the country at 25.5%. I mean, Colorado College is not that far off at 19th in the country, one behind your Bulldogs, who are 18th at 23.5% are the Tigers. Now, here's where the discrepancy comes in, and it leans heavy in favor of the Tigers, and that would be the penalty kill percentages. Michigan, or Western Michigan, number 58 in the country.
Hey, we're better at you than in something.
74% is what our PK is operating at.
Congratulations.
Colorado College, 20th in the country 82.2%. Face-off percentage pretty close. Western's at 51. Miami or Colorado College is at 50.6. So really, I mean, it's a toss-up. Every face-off is a toss-up. Names to keep an eye on for Western Michigan is honestly going to be pretty much the entire top line. Jason Pullen leading the country in goals at 21. Ryan McAllister leading the country in assists with 29. If you are on the PK, watch out for Jamie Rome. He's got 6 power play goals. And if you're Western Michigan, you got to know where Hunter McCown is at all times. The dude's got 10 power play goals. 10 of his 14 goals are on the power play. Goalies, it leans a little bit towards Umberco. Honestly, not by a whole bunch. Save percentage 92.6. I think he sees a lot more shots. I think Colorado gives up a lot more shots than Western tends to. Goals against average for Rowe is 279. For Umberco, it's 229. So again, not super far off a half a goal a game. Cameron actually has the better win-loss record at 13-8-1 to Umberco's 6-7-1. Umberco has 3 shutouts. Rowe has 2. One of them coming this last weekend. He has shut out Notre Dame and North Dakota, I believe, are who his 2 shutouts are against. So, I mean, not easy shutouts to come by any means.
For Cam?
Yeah. Yeah, Notre Dame and North Dakota. The ND schools is who he has shut out.
Yeah, and I'm just looking up at who Colorado College has played as far as offenses go, and really St. Cloud is kind of the St. Cloud is St. Cloud is the only real good offense that they've faced. So that should be interesting.
They have an offense of their own. They did put up some decent number of goals. Like I said, the guys to watch. The key for Western Michigan, stay out of the damn box. First and foremost. They've done a great job of not taking retaliatory penalties this year. In fact, I think they're actually pretty low as far as penalty minutes. But we've seen that Colorado College, if given the opportunity, while they may not be, they're not far behind what we do power play percentage wise. But at the same time, like don't give them that opportunity. Don't do it. It's bad.
They're
It's
very
bad for you.
opportunistic. Exhibit A last weekend. They got a 5-on-3.
They scored on both halves of the 5-on-5.
Like,
don't do that to yourself.
Yeah, don't get down 5-on-3. You score, or you give up the 5-on-4. You give up the 5-on-3. They score on the 5-on-3. Score on the 5-on-4. Do not give them a chance. They're not going to give you very many opportunities, and the opportunities you give them, they are going to take advantage of.
I mean, Colorado is currently at 9.23 penalty minutes per game right now. And that's not very high. Not very low,
No.
not very high. Where the hell is Western at? Oh, there they are. They're 43rd. So again, I mean, they're statistically right near each other. 9.45 minutes per game. Western has been playing a lot cleaner game as of late, which benefits them greatly. But again, Hunter McCown has 10 of his 14 goals have come on the power play.
I do think...
But again, we saw that just because you shut down Western's top line does not mean that you're getting away with anything. They still put up 7 goals without their primary line accounting for any of them.
And I think this would be, if I were to rank matchups of the weekend, it's going to be St. Cloud, Denver, Western CC, UMD, North Dakota, and then Nebraska and Miami. But I think the intriguing part to me about the Western CC matchup is the two very different styles of play based off of what I've seen from Colorado College. They are not a team to run and gun. They are very structured. They're very defensive zone oriented and looking for you to make a mistake and then to capitalize on those mistakes. It kind of reminds me of the Jacques Lemaire Minnesota Wild in the early 2000s, where Western, it's not so much, as we saw earlier, it's not so much focused on the defensive zone in general. It's the transition and that high flying running gun type of offense where you want to take advantage of that transition. So I think it's going to be interesting to see which style comes out on top in this series and who can impose their will more and their style of play first and keep it on the other team.
It's the unstoppable force meets the immovable object.
Yeah,
That is the
that
series.
it
Western.
it, it, it really is. It's and they use it a lot for two juggernaut teams, and it's like, no, that's not what it means. It's two completely different styles of hockey.
Yeah. If Western's going to try to make it hard for you to get in the zone and take the puck away from you as soon as possible, and use our speed to get up the zone and create 2-on-1s, 3-on-2s. But Western's also going to play heavy in the zone too. Like Western's a team that likes to forecheck. They like to move the puck around. They'll get the puck deep and put bodies on glass and make smart plays. They know where to go with the puck and they know how to be advantageous in their own right. I think it's gonna be a fun game or a fun series. I think Western's on a little bit of a roll here, having won 4 in a row. It is tough to play in Colorado, whether you're at Colorado College in Colorado Springs or at the University of Denver in Denver.
You mean Denver University?
No, it is the University of Denver. But it should be a lot of fun. It should be another great weekend of college hockey in the NCHC, and we'll get to break it down next week, hopefully, and maybe continue to do some of those video plays because I had a lot of fun with that. So if you are catching this, I think it's going to wrap it up, and I have nothing else.
Yeah. Oh, I guess the one last thing I will say is he was only a 1 year player at Miami, but believe it or not, Jonathan Gruden, so John Gruden made his debut for the Pittsburgh Penguins last night, 1 year at Miami University. Congratulations to him, another NCHC player that has made their way to the NHL, even if for a game.
I don't think we did. Oh, we didn't do players of the week. I mean,
No.
it's mostly Denver people.
And so
I mean, I
do we really need
guess
do we really rookie of the week was, I think it was a Miami
it was
or no, Omaha player.
Ray Faust from Omaha.
Yeah, Omaha.
Magnus, he's
Yeah,
played 2 games of shutout hockey.
against Miami. Yeah, screw it.
Tristan Bros, whatever, Bros,
Who
had
cares?
6 points on the Saturday, had 4 goals, 2 assists against Miami. Shane Barons, who I think, didn't he play in the juniors? Or was he at the juniors? He's the defenseman of the week
Sean
for Denver.
Sean Barons.
Yeah, Sean. You know, don't spell names weird. It's not helpful to people who don't know how to
I'm
read.
surprised you went with Shane. Like
I knew it was
if you would
Sean. I knew it was
if you went with
Sean.
if you went with Scene, I would have
Yeah,
been more
no,
okay
no.
with it.
You know, I knew what it was too. I didn't want to. I didn't want to say
You're
it.
an embarrassment.
Well, he's from Denver.
Yeah, he did play at the juniors.
Yeah, see, so anyway, he's defenseman of the week. Congrats to those guys. I think that maybe we should kind of look at strength of opponent when we're making some of these decisions. Because while I understand that
They
Bros
scored a lot.
that Bros had 4 goals and 2 assists as opposed to Granger's 2 goals, 4 assists. I would argue that North Dakota is slightly better than Miami. We'll see this. No, we won't see this weekend. We will see on CBS Sports Network when that game is played. Awful, just awful scheduling on their part. Um,
Well,
but
Pearson needs his he needs his exposure.
but Western is also leading the conference in player awards, so we'll give it to Denver this week, I suppose, because there was a week where Western also had like 3 of the 4. Um, we mixed things up a
Good
little
for
bit.
you.
It worked for us. It didn't work for us. We got it figured out to go ahead and do it again in the future. It should be more bueno.
And I think we'll change it up. It's not going to be Western every week. This was just kind of a trial run. And I think as we've talked about, we're going to try and focus a little bit more on different games and what's happened. Make it more inclusive to anybody else that watches this.
So now that we're gonna go that way, if there are some plays or things that you think we should cover, send us a tweet, send us a email, put a comment in under the video. Let us know if you like that segment. Let us know if you don't like that segment. I don't care. Let us know if you like us. Let us know if you don't like us. Whatever. Um, those YouTubey things, hit the like button if you feel like it. Don't if you don't. Um, follow us
You
if you
know what
want
to
to.
do.
But it is what it is. We're fine with it. There's the Twitter going across the bottom now. So you can always message that. I do check them periodically. The email should be coming along any minute now. There it is. So if there are things that you would potentially like us to see, try and do, or talk about, those would be the places to let us know. Until next week, remember,
Go,
pucks on net, good things happen, like goal horns and fight songs. We are out of here. Have
go
a
dogs.
no. Be better, dogs. Okay, just be better. We're out of here.